Welcome to the first Tiger Time News segment of the 2024-2025 school year. I'm Lily Pulse.
And I'm Samaya Fitzhugh. Let's get started. For the first time in a number of years, the BCHS faculty is fully staffed.
Members of our media team spoke with the new teachers to find out a little bit more about them.
Coach Clayton, how is Bolivar different from Scotts Hill?
It's a little bigger as far as the school. The layout of the school is a lot different. At Scotts Hill, we just had 3 hallways. There was made a big T pretty much, and that was about it.
Why did you want to start teaching, and what do you teach?
I teach Algebra 2, and I got into teaching because honestly I was unemployed and had a wife and 2 kids and knew that if I decided to teach math, I'd never be unemployed again.
What did you do before you started teaching?
Let's see. I was in the Marines, I was in pest control, I was in retail, and I was in computers.
Why did you start coaching football?
Because I liked playing it when I was a kid, and when I started teaching, there was an opportunity for me to get into coaching, and I took it, and I had never looked back since.
Thank you.
Ms. Ferguson, with this being your 13th year teaching and you being so involved with such a wide variety, from special education to teaching Algebra 2, what of these things have you found most rewarding?
I think education, period, is rewarding because I get to work with so many kids and have influences in their lives and help prepare them for when they become adults.
With you working in the school system, how do you get to use the qualities you had working in mental health for 7 years with your students now?
So as a teacher, having a background in mental health and a degree in psychology, I bring a different aspect to the classroom. I'm able to understand a student as a whole and not simply the academics. So when students are having a bad day, I'm able to say, hey, we can do this instead and adapt to what needs to be done and accommodate for them.
You told me you have done some coaching with several different sports. What sport did you enjoy coaching the most and why?
I think I enjoyed coaching track the most. I was an assistant track coach, but I got to coach under my husband, who is the head track coach, and so that made it really nice because I think he's one of the best coaches I've ever met, and so I got to pick up and learn a lot from him. Plus, we won 2 state titles in track, so it made it nice.
What do you enjoy most about your position here at Bolivar as a special education teacher?
I'm just enjoying Bolivar Central altogether. Great students, faculty, staff, administrators. It's just all really great. My kids are wonderful. They're eager to learn, and it just makes it a wonderful place to be.
Thank you.
Mr. Hudson, being as this is your first year teaching, how are you adjusting to Bolivar Central and your new students?
Overall, I'd say pretty good. No students are really giving me too much, so through the first 4 weeks, it's been pretty solid.
What class are you teaching this year?
I'm just teaching Algebra 1 honors, so just mostly freshmen.
What inspired you to become a teacher?
My mom, she was my high school chemistry teacher, so I kind of grew up around teaching, and I kind of knew it's what I wanted to do.
Heard there were some big things happening in October. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, I'm actually getting married October 13th, so that's over fall break. When we get back, I'll have a ring on my finger, so there we go.
Thank you.
Coach Irvin, how long have you been coaching football?
I've been coaching football for 7 years.
What is your role when coaching on the football field?
I'm the defensive coordinator.
Where all have you taught, and how long did you teach there?
I taught at East Hickman for 3 years and then Scotts Hill for 2 years.
Thank you.
Having been a pharmacist for about 10 years, what made you want to start a career in teaching?
Sometimes in life you just need a little bit of change. You just get kind of burnt out. I was tired of how many hours I was putting in, running my own business. I decided just to let it go and come help Coach Woodmore turn the football program around.
What got you into coaching football?
I've always had a passion for sports, and I've known Coach Woodmore a long time. Played baseball under him at Adamsville, played football under him. We have a great relationship, so it's just a great opportunity.
Thank you.
Miss Leathers, what brings you back to Hardeman County?
Well, Hardeman County is home to me. I went to school here and grew up here, and I have family and friends here.
What do you feel is different about Bolivar now than it was in the past when you were here?
Well, the school itself is bigger, and the discipline is definitely different than when I went to school here. My dad also went to school here, and we had the same principal. The administration is doing a wonderful job now, but it is different.
What are or who inspired you to become a teacher?
I want to make a difference. I've been out in the computer science field for many years, and now that I'm back home, I want to make a difference with teaching high schoolers what they need to know about computer science when they leave here and go out and do their thing in the world with their job.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Miss Nev, what does an instructional coach do?
So an instructional coach is here to coach teachers around being better teachers. So we're here just to provide feedback and coaching by going into their classrooms and really seeing maybe where each individual teacher needs to improve on maybe just little things, but we coach around that until we get better, and then we move on to something else and we coach around that until we get better on that as well. So it's just a cycle of doing classroom walkthroughs, coaching, and feedback.
As an instructional coach of BCHS, what are some of your goals for this year?
I really want teachers to be more comfortable utilizing their data. So we have formative and summative data that we have, and I really want them to be able to really deep dive in so that their classroom instruction really is dependent upon what their data is telling them. So instead of saying, none of my kids understand how to do this, well, we can use our data to say, well, they actually really do, but maybe they don't understand how to do this piece. So I really want to look at deep diving into data to make sure instructional practices are following what it's really telling us.
What strategies do you use to help teachers improve student engagement and achievement?
So we have different types of meetings where we meet with teachers. PLCs are where we bring together end of course teachers and non-end of course teachers, and we do different things with each group. EOC teachers are really taking a look at their data like we talked about before, and non-EOC teachers are really going to look at what they can do to help improve literacy and numeracy in classrooms. And then we also meet in collaborative groups. So English 1, English 2, Algebra 1, Geometry, Algebra 2, they meet in their own groups, and they just are going to discuss instructional strategies that are really specific to them. So engagement looks different in different classrooms. You can engage students. If you have a better relationship with kids, it's easier to engage them. But also some classes are more hands-on, like science classes can do labs. CTE classes are really fun. It's harder to make an Algebra 2 class, which is what I taught for the most part. It's hard to make that really fun and engaging, so that's where other strategies come in, where you can really engage students in a different way. And it all comes down to individual teachers as well. Some teachers really need help with planning, and you can plan for student engagement. Or other teachers need to go watch more engaging teachers, and that helps them really internalize what it means to be engaging in a classroom setting. So it's different for every teacher and every content area as well. But we try to teach that through the meetings that we have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Coach Smith, tell me a little about yourself.
I'm Coach Smith, 23-year-old from Bolivar, Tennessee. Actually played here, head JV basketball coach, assistant varsity coach.
How is it being back at Bolivar Central and helping out with the basketball team?
I mean, it's a dream come true. I always wanted to give back to my community. I didn't expect it to be this early in my career, but God is good, all I can say.
What did you do before you started coaching?
When I graduated high school, I went off to college, got my degree in communication. Did a year at a factory in Jackson. Now I'm back here.
How are you preparing the freshman team for possibly being on varsity next year?
Teaching them the sets that they will be using most of the season. Just trying to get their bodies in shape, get them mentally prepared, physically prepared. Just let them know that they can do it.
And what are your expectations for this upcoming season?
My expectations is to get everyone better, not only in basketball but in life as well. Just help young men find themselves, what they want to be in life.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Studer, with it being your second year teaching, how does being at Bolivar differ from your first year?
Well, my first year was a private Christian school in Clarksville, Tennessee, so different in every way, I guess.
You seem well traveled. Having traveled all over the world, why is traveling interesting to you?
I really enjoy seeing new places. I like learning about the history of them. I like seeing the different cultures, and I've been really lucky to get to travel.
Why did you decide to switch from theater and music major to English major?
Because I wanted a job. Also because theater and music, I was really passionate about those, but I was also really passionate about just storytelling in general, and English education allows me to still tell stories and communicate them, even if it's not necessarily on stage in front of a lot of people.
What are you most excited for this year at Bolivar Central?
Oh, goodness. Probably the relationships I form with my students. My goal is always to leave my students feeling more accepted, more loved from my classroom than before, and hopefully they learn something as well. I would really like that for them to learn. So,
thank you.
Ms. Taylor, why did you start teaching and what do you teach?
All right, I was granted the opportunity to come over here to Bolivar Central to teach 9th grade Algebra 1, so I was excited about the new position, so I said I'll go ahead and take a chance at it.
How is teaching at Bolivar different than your experience in Haywood County?
Teaching at Bolivar, I now teach 9th graders. I initially taught 5th graders, so it was a big transition. However, I've been enjoying it thus far.
And with having an athletic background, have you ever thought about coaching a sport here at Bolivar?
I have thought about it. If given the opportunity, I would definitely either assist or be a head coach.
Okay, thank you.
Miss Wilson, what brought you to Bolivar Central and how are you adjusting to a new school?
I came for the biology position and it's working really well for me. The fellow teachers have been great helping me and my students are great also.
Tell us a little bit about your previous teaching experience.
I previously taught biology, life science, and physical science. I enjoy teaching science and enjoy sharing my knowledge with the kids.
Outside of the classroom, how do you like to spend your time?
With my family. I have a wonderful husband and 4 boys at home, and I have a dog.
With the fall sports having started, we spoke to the coaches about how the seasons are going so far.
The Tigers are 2-0 to start the season. I talked to Coach Woodmore about his goals for the rest of the season. Coach Woodmore, tell me a little bit about yourself and your football background.
I come from a school that is notoriously known for football. Trousdale County, as a adolescent, as a person who grew up in a football town, I was fortunate enough to play on a high school football team that went 56-4 and won 2 state championships. I guess I also have 3 cousins that are Mr. Football winners. There are 11 of my mom. So from the time I was in 6th grade to 3 years after I graduated, either myself or one of my first cousins started in the backfield for Trousdale County.
How do you adjust your strategies in a game when things aren't going as planned?
I'm blessed to have an excellent staff. I'm blessed to have people around me who I always say I hire people that are way smarter than me. So I always give credit to the guys that are on staff, and I always give credit to my players who are able to adjust as we make the decision on what needs to be done.
As your first full year at BCHS, what are your goals for this season and in development of your team?
I think my goal is always keep private. I always hold those close to my vest. But we always talk about the process. We always talk about how we do things. We always talk about making sure that champions pay close attention to details that losers don't think are important. So we do things a certain way, and we make sure that we go through the process. We go down a checklist, and we make sure that we do things the right way every single day, and we don't deviate from the process ever.
Thank you. Good luck and go Tigers.
I spoke with Coach Emerson about the start of the volleyball season. Let's see what she had to say. Coach Emerson, with the season having already started, what are you seeing with your team so far?
You know, Emmy, we started out with a couple of tough matches in non-district and just getting ourselves together, trying to work it out. Looking forward to it.
With losing 4 seniors last year, who are you looking to lead the team this year?
You know, I'm looking for Easton and Reagan and Charlie Kate to really step up. They were really the only ones that had a lot of varsity playing time last year. So far, they're doing well leading the team.
You have 2 seniors this year and lots of younger players. How are you expecting these players to step up and contribute this season?
they had a lot of quality time in JV plus middle school, so they came to me with volleyball knowledge, so it's helped a lot. But, they're going to have to step up as sophomores and juniors.
What are the goals for the team this season?
We came home with the very first district trophy for volleyball for Bolivar Central last year. So, you definitely want to repeat bringing home some hardware and moving on to regionals.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The Lady Tiger volleyball team will be hosting the regional tournament this fall break. Good luck to our Lady Tigers this volleyball season.
Golf season is in full swing. I talked to Coach Stack about his outlook on this season. Here's what he had to say. Coach Stack, building on the success last year, how do you think the team will do this year?
I think the team will be pretty successful this year. We are pretty senior heavy. We have, depending upon the day, either 3 or 4 seniors playing in the top 5. So I think that'll be beneficial for the boys. Being led by Carson Daniel, who's finished second in the state last year, I think that'll be watching him, letting them learn from him. I think that'll be helpful for the team moving forward.
With Meredith Whitfield being the only girl returning this golf season, what are you expecting out of her?
I'm expecting a lot of good effort. I think she's going to try really hard. She's already doing that. I just really want her to do the best she can do, and she's already doing that. So I'm already proud of her, and I will continue to be proud of her.
What younger players do you expect to step up this season?
Will Zawacki's a sophomore, and he's doing good so far. He finished top 6 out of 100 golfers at the Hardin County Invitational, so that was very good. And we have some younger talent that's not getting a lot of playing time right now, but Bryce Madden's also leading as a 5-hole spot right now as a freshman. So those 2 guys are doing good so far as underclassmen.
Okay, thank you. Good luck to the Bolivar Central golf team.
I spoke with Coach Hobbs about the upcoming cross-country season. Who are some leaders on the cross-country team you have that you count on to perform well?
I've got 3. Jalea Murphy. Well, actually, they're all sophomores. Jalea Murphy. I've got Jemiah Lax, and then I've got Maya Borden. That's 3 that I expect to kind of be leaders this year.
After last year, is there anything you will do differently to get prepared for this season?
Not really. We basically do the same thing every year. Just, maybe try to prepare them a little better and get them a little more motivated to do what they need to do to be better.
What are you most excited for this season?
Well, I'm not really excited. I'm just kidding. I'm excited. These 3 girls, they've shown some potential last year, so this year I'm hoping they've grown a little bit and maybe put forth a little more effort and be a little better this year.
Thank you. Good luck to our cross-country team.
Good luck to our Tiger teams.
This year, Miss Glover changed roles from culinary arts teacher to dual enrollment facilitator. We talked to her more about this new position. I spoke with Miss Glover about facilitating the middle college and dual enrollment program. Miss Glover, going from culinary arts to dual enrollment, can you tell us a little bit about your transition?
The kids are different, the work is different, the academic challenge is different, the behavior is different. Those are some of the differences.
With this being a new position for you, can you tell us a few ways you plan to help the middle college and dual enrollment kids succeed?
I plan on helping them get organized and map out what they have to do with their schedules. I plan on giving them some tricks of the trade to learn how to do things a little bit more efficiently.
Tell us what a day for a middle college student looks like in your classroom.
Right now, they come in, they're in their classes, and really they're working ahead, they're opening things up, and the juniors are learning how to navigate the platform of learning. So some are a little stressed, some are just moving too fast for me actually to be able to check what they're doing, but I think they're excited.
What are some qualities you can bring from teaching culinary arts classes into your new position?
Structure, discipline, self-control, just being organized.
Thank you. For more information on dual enrollment in middle college, contact the school.
For the first day of school, the parents helped put together a senior sunrise on the football field. They had donuts, music, photo stations, and lots of fun. The parents provided the seniors with the free shirts for them to wear on the first day of school. We hope our seniors continue to have a fun and memorable year.
Our very own Reese McMahon has been selected to participate in the Honors Performance Series at Carnegie Hall in New York. We asked Reese about his opportunity, and here's what he had to say.
Band member Reese McMahon has been invited to participate in the Honors Performance Series at Carnegie Hall. I spoke to him about his invitation. Reese, how did the opportunity at Carnegie Hall present itself to you?
Well, through previous events, such as honor programs and Chamberfest and such as like All West, I was nominated through the Honors Performance Series, and I got an email, and here I am today.
Tell us about the events that will be taking place at Carnegie Hall while you are there.
Well, the obvious, performances and rehearsals and practice days. The program includes, a Broadway show and also a day to be on a yacht, which is going to be fun.
While in New York, do you plan to do some sightseeing or anything outside of Carnegie Hall?
Yeah, I plan to go to Times Square and also just, explore the city and shops and whatnot.
Tell us how it feels to be one of the few who were chosen to get to do this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Well, I'm very blessed. I feel very grateful and, just gracious of, what talents I can show for, the program.
Thank you. You can help donate to Reese by visiting his GoFundMe page. Congratulations, Reese.
That's all for this edition of the Tiger Time News. We'll be back with more news next month.
And as always, go Tigers!